Happy New Year, fans! Welcome to 2012 and welcome to the first Impact Television of the year. I'm your host, Big DA, and we were gone last week and we showed you an absolute classic. We showed you one of the Match of the Year candidates for tomorrow night's year-end awards, and tonight we're going to do the exact same thing. Another one of the Match of the Year candidates. We're going to get to that in just a second, but right now, my co-host tonight, we received, hundreds and thousands of cards, letters, emails, messages on Facebook saying, hey, this guy was great. Get him back here. We want to hear what he has to say. So back by popular demand, my co-host tonight, Randy Price. Welcome once again to Impact Television.
Thank you, DA. It's great to be here once again, to be here alongside you. If there was a candidate for the best commentator of the year, I think you might just fit the bill.
Well, I appreciate that. That's unfortunately not one of the awards we had, but so many that we had to vote on. Just a few weeks ago at Chaotic Christmas, we're going to go through the whole list here tonight and show you exactly what's going to be going down tomorrow night. But right now, as I said, the match of the year, some hotly contested matches on this list. Last week, a great one, Team Johnny Z and Team Impact Inc. from the Danny Hodge Invitational. And tonight, showing these fans, it's hard to believe. 7 months ago, it seems like so long, but in Evolution, Double D took on Johnny Z inside this steel cage in front of a capacity crowd. And man, what a matchup this was.
Absolutely. 2011 was a year to remember, especially with an Impact classic like this, DA. But what I'm excited for, my friend, is the future of IZW.
Well, the future definitely bright, because we know tomorrow night, as I said, not only the year-end awards, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show, but tomorrow night starts a brand new year, a brand new era for IZW, the era of the Bronze Bull, the real deal. Tomorrow night, Aaron Neal kicks off 2012 as our World Heavyweight Champion. What a great thing that is going to be to see.
I do have to say, DA, the heavyweight title picture in the year 2011 was kind of crummy, kind of crappy, because of a man that's about to come out standing next to our natural-born leader, Johnny Z. It was kind of crappy because everyone was so sick and tired of seeing Jermaine Johnson or hearing all about bleh. It's finally the year of the Bronze Bull, like you said, DA. Aaron Neal finally got what rightfully belongs to him. And it's a whole new world, DA. IZW has turned a new leaf. Everything is different. It's a whole new world. It's a new, fantastic place to be.
Well, as you said, 2011, so many changes here in IZW with the innovation of the GFL.TV live broadcast every week, and the internet pay-per-views. And we know that we're going to have another one February 11th, Violent Valentine. We're going to talk a lot more about that in the weeks to come. But, as you talked about Johnny Z, you mentioned him briefly, and, no word still on the condition of Johnny Z after that leg was injured at Chaotic Christmas by Brent Albright. And I don't know if you've heard anything new. I haven't heard anything myself.
I haven't. I'm very curious, Jay, to see what's come of Johnny Z. I mean, that leg looked pretty bad.
On a much brighter note, though, I haven't heard a word from Jermaine Johnson either. It's like he's crawled off in a hole somewhere. That's been the holiday weekend. Exceptional. Didn't have to hear anything about Jermaine Johnson. It was great.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see Jermaine Johnson for a few more months.
Of course, so many things happening. Just a few weeks ago at Chaotic Christmas, brand new heavyweight champion, the devastating injury to Johnny Z, and you, sir, with actions of your own, laying out your boss, Commissioner Jeff Wolfenbarger, co-owner, with that steel chair, making it, standing up for yourself. And I assume, since you're sitting here with me right now, that you're still an active member of the roster, still an IZW superstar. And I just want to ask you once again, have you heard anything else from Jeff Wolfenbarger, Jermaine Johnson, from anyone in Impact Inc.?
No, not at all, DA. I haven't even heard a peep from anyone. The adrenaline's worn off since that night. Reality's starting to kick in, and I've had a lot of time to think about it. And am I sorry for what I did? No, absolutely not. I don't know what Jeff's going to do about it, but I do know that tomorrow night in the Impact Arena, I have something that I want to say. And if Impacting has anything to say back to me, I say bring it on. And even if tomorrow night is the last night I'm here at the Impact Arena, DA, at least I'm going to leave with my head held high.
Sir, very well said. I am absolutely proud of you for standing up for yourself, Fans, we're going to talk more about this, more about tomorrow night in the year-end awards, and show you this great matchup. Stick around after this break, because we got a lot more to talk about.
Double D is your 2010 Superstar of the Year. Will he be 2011's, or will Aaron Neal, does Johnny Z, or Brent Albright have the most shocking moment of the year? Is Jermaine Johnson or Michael Berry the most hated Superstar of 2011? IZW has tallied up your votes. Join us live at the Impact Arena this Saturday. Don't miss the first show of 2012, the End of the Year Award Party. This Saturday, January 7th. Every Friday night after Jimmy Kimmel Live, IZW takes over KSWO ABC TV with Impact Television, your #1 source for the latest Impact Zone Wrestling news and upcoming events, with special appearances from your favorite IZW superstars, Impact Classics, and much, much more. With KSWO ABC TV and Impact Television, you can bring IZW straight to your living room every Friday night. There's no experience like IZW Live. Not just for the high-flying, hard-hitting action. Every week, IZW gives away a free $100 tattoo from Impact Inc., free dinner for two from Julio's Mexican Restaurant, and free tickets to the next IZW event. Will you be a winner this week? There's nothing like the live IZW experience. You never know what might happen. So be at the Impact Arena, 1009 Southwest F in Lawton, every Saturday night and experience IZW Live. Are you a loyal IZW fan? Should you be treated with royalty? Starting January 7th, at the end of every month, there will be a drawing for the IZW Fan of the Month, where you'll be treated to the VIP experience, which includes 2 tickets to the next IZW event, free food and merchandise, and your own private meet and greet with your favorite superstar. The more you experience IZW Live, the more chances you have to become the IZW Fan of the Month.
Fans, back with you here on Impact Television, showing you another Impact Classic, another candidate for the match of the year, and we should explain a little bit, all kinds of new viewers out there, because, we're worldwide now, let's face it. GFL.TV, internet pay-per-views, people all over the world now have heard of IZW and our superstars. So, back at Evolution, a lot of you fans will remember, some of you might not, so we're going to go over it right now. This matchup between Double D and Johnny Z, with Erica's freedom on the line. Erica had been in the, I guess you could say, personal services contract of Johnny Z. And this match, after months of trying, Double D finally trying to win her freedom. Added stipulation, you saw it right there. Erica handcuffed to Jermaine Johnson on the outside, our former heavyweight champion. Keep an eye on that, because that is going to come into play in just a little bit. But, just what a matchup that we're showing our fans here tonight. What a matchup they saw last week. Another match of the year, and as you go down the list of this ballot, so many great matches. The cage match, Montego Sika and Jermaine Johnson. Our fans have seen that on Impact Television. This matchup, Double D and Jermaine Johnson in a ladder match. Brent Albright and Aaron Neal from Halloween Hangover. Who could possibly forget that? But tomorrow night, fans, we're going to learn exactly who wins all these awards. And Randy Price, you've seen the list and the balloting that fans at Kiata Christmas voted on. And man, what a list this is.
Beautiful list. Beautiful list, DA. We've got most hated superstar of the year, tag team of the year, match of the year, moment of the year, feud of the year. I'm excited, DA. I can't wait to find out who won what. The curiosity is killing me, DA, like a cat. With a lot of curiosity.
Well, you see Double D in the ring right now. Double D, of course, our 2010 most popular superstar and Superstar of the Year. Once again, up for both those awards. But, man, what a list of people you could say in it. Most popular superstar, our current heavyweight champion, our brand new heavyweight champion, the real deal, Aaron Neal. Double D, Johnny Z, who you also see in the ring right now. The newcomer, Jordan Jacobs, the hometown boy. Big John O'Malley, what a year that he's had. Coach Gary Toole, one half the IZW Tag Team Champions, and we don't really know the status of the old school suckers. Our fans that watched it, just a few weeks ago, live on GFL.TV, all the fans that were here live saw the attack on Bernie D in the back, and we don't know the status of the tag team titles and tag team champions. Maybe that's something else we'll find out more about tomorrow night. But as I look on this list here, I see Superstar of the Year. And I know your name absent. Next year, though, hey, next year the sky's the limit for you, my friend.
We just got to get past tomorrow night first. And then we can look on to the future.
Tomorrow night, if everything goes the way myself and all the fans here hope, we could definitely see your name on this list for Superstar of the Year. Hey, maybe even most popular Superstar of the Year next year for 2012. Hey, you never know. But I look at this list and I see Kevin Morgan for Superstar of the Year. And, tomorrow night, I don't know if you've heard this, but tomorrow night, Kevin Morgan takes on Little Joe in a one-on-one matchup to basically settle the score. I'm sure that you saw months ago Kevin Morgan take Little Joe, toss him over that top rope, and you've been in that ring.
I've been in the ring with Kevin Morgan.
It's way up there. And when you add Kevin Morgan at 6'7" on top of that, over the top rope and almost into the front row of fans, landing on that guardrail, and Kevin Morgan basically trying to end the career, the livelihood, maybe even the life of Little Joe. And Little Joe surprisingly comes back at Halloween Hangover in the Monsters Bash, and we all knew the winner of the Monsters Bash got a guaranteed title shot. Aaron Neal goes on to cash that in at Chaotic Christmas and become our new heavyweight champion, which, by the way, moment of the year, Aaron Neal enters number 1 and wins. That's up for an award along with another great moment, which we'll see one of those moments in this matchup right here. We saw another one of those moments last week when Brent Albright turned on Team Johnny Z, but as I was saying, comes back at Halloween Hangover, the Monsters Bash, takes himself and Kevin Morgan out, cost them both a chance heavyweight title because it didn't matter to Little Joe. All that mattered was exacting just a bit of revenge on Kevin Morgan for everything this monster, this war machine, I guess he likes to call himself, has done here lately. Just picking on all these much smaller superstars, and you're what, 6'2"? You're not a small guy.
I'm not a small guy, no, and the war path that Kevin Morgan is on is actually quite frightening. I don't know if you, ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen it, but you really have to be here every Saturday night at the Impact Arena to see just exactly what this 6'7" monster can do to somebody. It's really frightening.
Well, I mean, just to give fans perspective, as I said, you're 6'2". Kevin Morgan likes to pick on smaller guys. There's not a lot of guys that aren't smaller than Kevin Morgan. And he's run roughshod over guys like Little Joe and Jordan Jacobs, Soto Miyagi. And tomorrow night, Little Joe finally is going to get a chance one-on-one against this big mammoth of a man. And wow, what a matchup that's going to be.
Absolutely. I really don't know what kind of massacre is going to happen in there, but Little Joe, you got to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He's held his own to a point with Kevin Morgan.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And if the speed of Little Joe can help him out, be in his favor at all, I think that might be the deal breaker.
Well, you can't sell someone like Little Joe short. Such a great mat background, but also the high flying, and you put it all together, and the man definitely is a monster.
It's a true David and Goliath story.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow night.
And fans, just one of the many things happening tomorrow night. We talked about some of the awards. Tag Team of the Year, Most Hated. We've gone over a lot here. We'll continue on throughout the show, but also starting tomorrow night. And each and every Saturday night we do the great giveaways. You want to be here because you never know what's going to happen. We give all these big events. We've given away home entertainment centers, home gaming systems at Chaotic Christmas. I saw a fan leaving with just arms bundled up with all kinds of stuff that IZW gave away. And every Saturday night we know dinner for two at Julio's Mexican Restaurant. We know a $100 gift certificate for Impact Ink Tattoo Studio. And starting tomorrow night, the Fan of the Month. You got to be here live. The only way to win is to be here every week. Get your name in the drawing. The more times you're here, the more chances you have to win. And wow, what a cavalcade of things to win for that Fan of the Month.
Every single time you leave the Impact Arena, ladies and gentlemen, unlike Impact Inc., you will always, I guarantee you, always leave a winner.
Very well said. Fans, as we come back, we're going to talk more about tomorrow night and show you the conclusion of this Match of the Year candidate. Stick around.
There's no experience like IZW Live. Not just for the high-flying, hard-hitting action. Every week, IZW gives away a free $100 tattoo from Impact Inc. Free dinner for two from Julio's Mexican restaurant. And free tickets to the next IZW event. Will you be a winner this week? There's nothing like the live IZW experience. You never know what might happen. So be at the Impact Arena, 1009 Southwest F in Lawton, every Saturday night and experience IZW Live. Every Friday night after Jimmy Kimmel Live, IZW takes over KSWO ABC TV with Impact Television, your #1 source for the latest Impact Zone Wrestling news and upcoming events, with special appearances from your favorite IZW superstars, Impact Classics, and much, much more. With KSWO ABC TV and Impact Television, you can bring IZW straight to your living room every Friday night. Are you a loyal IZW fan? Should you be treated with royalty? Starting January 7th, at the end of every month, there will be a drawing for the IZW Fan of the Month, where you'll be treated to the VIP experience, which includes 2 tickets to the next IZW event, free food and merchandise, and your own private meet and greet with your favorite superstar. The more you experience IZW Live, the more chances you have to become the IZW Fan of the Month. Double D is your 2010 Superstar of the Year. Will he be 2011's? Or will Aaron Neal, does Johnny Z, or Brent Albright have the most shocking moment of the year? Is Jermaine Johnson or Michael Berry the most hated Superstar of 2011? IZW has tallied up your votes. Join us live at the Impact Arena this Saturday. Don't miss the first show of 2012, the End of the Year Award Party. This Saturday, January 7th.
Well, fans, our first episode of Impact Television for the new year. Tomorrow night, our first live show of the new year. You know, it's been 2 weeks away since Chaotic Christmas, and I spoke to a lot of the fans. I spoke to a lot of the superstars, and, you know, Randy Price, 2 weeks, a long time to be away.
Away from the Impact Arena for 2 weeks, DA. Very, very long for me, trust me.
And everybody excited to get back here tomorrow night for all the great things we have. We've talked about the year-end awards. We've talked about Little Joe and Kevin Morgan tomorrow night. And we talked a little bit about your situation. And, you know, as we said earlier, you made a great point, let me just say. You know, you did what you had to do. And you stood up for yourself. And I'm very proud of that. The fans are very proud of that. And I guess that, you know, when you said, you know, you're ready for whatever tomorrow brings. So, Randy Price, you're sleeping very good at night, aren't you?
To be honest, I'm not sleeping very good at all, DA. I mean, I'm standing on my own 2 feet again, and given the opportunity, I do it again. I do it over and over. But Randy Price has been backed in the corner for the last time. And if I see that reflection tomorrow night, all I have to say to Impact Inc. is bring it on. I haven't been sleeping good at all, DA, because I don't know what my future is going to be. I don't know what what route Jeff is going to take in his action. But I can tell you that I accept the consequences either way.
Well, very well said from Randy Price. You know, tomorrow night, he told us earlier, he told us 2 weeks ago, he will be here live no matter what, and he will face the consequences tomorrow night here live at the Impact Arena. Doors open at 6, bell times at 7. One of the many things tomorrow night, not to underscore what's happening with you tomorrow night, because let's face it, it's a very big moment of your career tomorrow night, because it's a crossroads. It could really go either way. And I don't want to downplay the situation, but fans, I just have to remind you tomorrow night that you saw earlier in the break, Violent Valentine, February 11th. The tickets go on sale tomorrow. VIP tickets. Be here, get your front row seats. Who knows what we're going to be giving away at that big event. We know every week we give away the dinner for two at Julio's. We give away the tattoo from Impact Inc. Tattoo Studio, the $100 gift certificate, and we know that starting tomorrow night, the IZW Fan of the Month, you got to be here live. The only way to get your name in the drawing, the more times you're here, the more you get your name in, and some great things go along with that Fan of the Month. But as I was saying, not to downplay that, but I want to wrap it all up with this. Violent Valentine, February 11th. I really feel, and the fans I've talked to feel, that Randy Price, you will be here February 11th, still a part of the active roster, still an IZW superstar, and big things, sir, big things, to quote a man we see on the outside right now, Jermaine Johnson, are going to be happening for you.
I hope so. I mean, I'm 3-0 at Violent Valentine,
Oh,
DA.
very true.
3-0. I've never been beat at Violent Valentine, so as far as my future goes, I hope that I am still here, which I should be. I should still be here.
But as you said earlier, you don't know.
I don't know, DA. I mean, Jeff Wolfenbarger, you really don't know what he's going to do. I knocked the man out cold in the middle of the ring with a steel chair, and his main boy, Michael Berry, Impact Division champion.
Pile driver 1, 2, 3 on that chair again. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, but I stay awake at night sometimes, just like you mentioned. What's going to happen with the Impact Division title? What's going to happen with me tomorrow night at the Impact Arena, January 7th, for the New Year award party?
Well, fans, a very true statement. We haven't even talked about that. No one's heard from Michael Berry. He's still the Impact Division champion, and I know that's a title that you hold near and dear to your heart. A former Impact Division champion, the only man to hold that and a tag team title, the only man to hold 2 belts at one time in IZW at the same time. You have a lot of talent. I hope that after tomorrow night, you'll still be around to showcase it. I don't want to harp on it too much, but if this is my last time to really sit down and talk to you, man, it's been a pleasure.
Well, thanks, DA, for me as well. But as I said earlier, come hell or high water, I'll be there in the Impact Arena tomorrow night. Regardless of what happens, I know I'll be walking out with my head held high, standing on my own 2 feet, and I'll show everyone what's made me Mr. Successful.
Fans, there you heard it from Randy Price, a man ready to accept his own fate tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we will find out the fate of so many superstars as we find out the year-end awards, almost a springboard, so to speak, for some people. Double D, as we said, won last year's most popular superstar of the year, and look what it's done for his career in this big matchup back from Evolution, showing you a candidate for match of the year against Johnny Z, and a candidate for moment of the year coming up very soon. We talked about the World Heavyweight Champion at the time, Jermaine Johnson. He was handcuffed to Erica on the outside. I told you, pay attention. It's going to come into play right here. This very well, this could have been a moment of the year. Erica handcuffed to the cage. Jermaine Johnson, Jeff Wolfenbarger, your former boss, I guess. We can say that now, We'll find out more tomorrow night.
Definitely an Impact classic right before our eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
We see Erica handcuffed to the cage, disappears. Jermaine Johnson, Double D had this matchup won, but Jermaine Johnson slams the cage door on his head. And what's about to happen, fans? What a moment that absolutely just rocked the Impact Arena. Almost like your moment. That's a strong candidate already. 2012 year-end awards, mark it on your calendar now. We do this every year. Come Chaotic Christmas next year, we're going to vote on it once again. Remember what you saw at Chaotic Christmas, because it could be Randy Price's moment winning that award right
Talk
here.
about my moment. Look at Erica's moment. Look at this.
That, as I said, to start the show, that's why I told fans, keep an eye on Erica handcuffed to Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson thought he pulled a fast one on everyone,
Bam!
trying to cost Double D the matchup.
Impact Inc.'s failed attempt number 1,374.
Oh, that was just on the long road of backfires from Impact Inc. that you yourself have felt so many times. That was what got the ball rolling, I guess you could say. This matchup, this moment, what it set off for IZW, you have to consider it a very strong match of the year, because look at the repercussions that just came from this moment. Double D, he gets Erica back. He's victorious. I don't want to spoil the matchup, but let's face it. It happened 7 months ago. Fans know, what exactly happened back at Evolution. But still seeing it again. What a great matchup, and what we're about to see, man. What a what a fantastic moment. How this wasn't on Moment of the Year, that just shows you exactly how stacked, you know, the awards were with all these big things that happened here. Aaron Neal wins the Monsters Bash Battle Royal, entering number 1. You know, Aaron Neal, to bring it back to you, loses Impact Player of the Year, you know, to yourself. Brent Albright's debut. Brent Albright turning on Team Johnny Z. We saw that moment and that matchup last week. And fans, boy, this, like I said, just shows you what a moment here in the Impact Arena. This right here, moments like this are why you should be here live every Saturday night. The IZW experience, you never know what's going to happen. We went into this matchup not knowing if Erica was going to get back to Double D, if he's going to be successful. You know, the odds were stacked against him. They got even worse when Jermaine Johnson unhandcuffed himself from Erica and put her on the cage. But we saw this, you know, all the fans, the packed house, these huge moments. I can't stress enough.
Here it comes.
That's why things like this, fans, every week be here to see action like that. Erica off the top of the cage. Never seen it before in my life. Who knows if we'll ever see it again, and I definitely will never forget it. That's why every Saturday night, be here at the Impact Arena.
Defacer!
See your IZW moment. The thing you'll tell your kids about. You never know when it's going to come next. It could come tomorrow night. It could come February 11th at Violent Valentine. We never know. That's why doors open at 6, bell times at 7, 10:09 Southwest F in Lawton. Be here every week and get your IZW moment.
You have to be here every week, ladies and gentlemen, because if you're not, you'll miss moments like this. An impact moment, if you will. This right here, here goes. There goes Erica. Whoa!
The big tornado DDT, and you know this match chock full of moments. Just like each and every Saturday night. You never know. Listen to this crowd. This crowd's so happy.
Evolution 2011. Everyone on the IZW roster walked into the Impact Arena, walked out completely different people.
Well, absolutely. As I said, this right here, this moment changed the landscape of IZW for months now. You never know what's going to happen. That's why the live experience is so special. Be here. Bring your kids. Bring your family. Be here tomorrow night. The year-end awards. We went through the card. Most popular superstar. Superstar of the year. Moment of the year. Most hated. Tag team of the year. Match of the year. Feud of the year. All these will be decided tomorrow night from your votes, because it's the only awards that really matter, because they're voted on by the fans. Be here to see Little Joe take on Kevin Morgan finally. Be here to see my broadcast colleague, Randy Price. He told us he'll accept his fate. We'll find out what it is tomorrow night. No matter what you do, just be here to see these great moments in IZW, because they happen each and every week.